What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I'm gonna check out I exposed the world of car thieves. Now, it's unfortunate, but there are individuals out there that are really good at stealing cars. Cars that you didn't think people would be able to steal. They find a way to steal these different vehicles, man. Even the more expensive ones that you don't think would be easier to steal, they find ways. They have devices. It's crazy. People will pay a certain amount of money to have these different devices to steal your car instead of, I don't know, applying that energy or using that money to, I don't know, get a job, do something else, do something more constructive with their lives. So we're going to get into the world of thievery and going to see how some of these individuals are able to steal your vehicles, man. It's very unfortunate, man. I've dealt with somebody breaking into my 98 Honda Accord a few years back, and the only thing I had in there was some change. I had a bag full of like quarters and dimes, nickels, pennies. So anytime I would like go to fast food or whatever, had extra change, I just put it in there. So if I needed change, exact change for something, I would have it. Well, I had nothing else in there. So they literally just took some of the change. They didn't even take the whole bag. They just took some of the change. I was just like, okay. So it's very unfortunate, but we're going to check this out. Appreciate all the love and the support y'all have shown on the channel, man. And let's get right into this bad boy.
Today, I am going to steal this car in
Should be a good one.
1 minute.
Wow, that's a Range Rover.
For the thieves to steal your car. Today,
That's
I'm going to
crazy.
show you how they do it and how you can stop your precious car from being stolen. Car thefts in the UK have increased dramatically, which is affecting each and every one of us. That's from some of us losing cars, but all of us seeing insurance premium increases.
Yeah.
And there is one car which seems to be an easy target for these thieves.
Called a Range Rover, Danny.
In fact, in 2022, a huge 5,533 Range Rovers were stolen in the UK.
And Range Rovers are not cheap. They're very, very expensive SUVs, very expensive. So the fact that they're getting stolen at an alarming rate is kind of crazy, considering they consider these like luxury-esque type SUVs. So why the hell are they getting stolen so easily?
These luxury vehicles are valuable, desirable, but even more importantly, vulnerable. They're an easy target due to the incredible technology lengths the thieves are going to.
Look at that.
This has led to two nightmare situations. The car's value are plummeting and the insurance premiums, they are rocketing. It seems whatever Range Rover try, they are struggling to outsmart the organised crime gangs. These are dangerous people with lots to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah.
The method we showed at the start of the video is called relay theft. It's very common and extremely easy to carry out. I stood close to Reese's house with a booster to extend the range of the keyless entry key. And in seconds, we were in the car. It was simple to use, which was very alarming. And before you report me...
And it looks like, a lot of, houses out there in the UK, they don't have garages. I've seen, just different videos from people's like, doorbell cams. A lot of these houses and stuff don't look like they have garages, so... you're parking your car out there. If they just use this, receiver extender, like some form of an antenna, essentially to extend the receiver's range, boom, your car is gone. Just like that. That's crazy.
To the police, this is my mum's car, and we obviously had a permission. So we arranged to meet
not sort
a
of.
real-life car thief who will show some more technical ways to gain access into nearly any car. And they don't even need a key. This is proper stressful. We are meeting a man who steals for a living. This is his job. The equipment he has got is state of the art, and I've heard stories of what this stuff can do. And we are going to get to see that live today. And the levels of the stuff he can steal.
Can we just get this nigga locked up? Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we meeting with the criminal? Thanks for, showing us somewhat of how you do it. Could you just stay right here? And then just have him come in, rush him. We got him, boys. Like, what?
It's frightening for everybody. This is really difficult for us, but we have had to hide the thief's identity. And that's simply because he's agreed to show us everything. And this will help us and the police to combat this epidemic. We have arranged this perfect desirable car to demonstrate. You will be horrified what is about to happen. So in front
Beautiful
of us now,
range.
a 19-plate Range Rover SVR. Now I knew that was about 115,000 pounds. And our robber, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay.
How long have you been doing this?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, just roughly, sort of how many cars do you reckon you've taken?
I don't want to answer that.
After some awkward small talk, I realised this guy meant serious business. We're tracking this Range Rover SVR now. Would that be a car which is difficult to steal?
No, one of the easiest.
It's just mental.
This nigga said one of the easiest. Just casually. Yep. I don't want to say how many I've stolen. Yep. Don't want to say how long I've been doing it. This is crazy, bro.
So he has no idea now that we're behind him, we're tracking him. So we're going to pull into Tesco's now. They're going to pull up, lock the car and walk into Tesco's, and then we're going to have their car.
We have in the car. Yeah, absolutely.
This is ridiculous.
This is a perfect location because you know they're going to be gone for the minimum 20 minutes usually.
Of course, yeah.
So this is why most of these thefts take place in these kind of environments.
Because they're not coming back in.
No, because you know they're not coming back.
As soon as we saw the occupants of the SVR leave, we pulled up as close as we could to the car, and the thief begins. Step one.
The equipment I got will actually send a request signal to the keyless vehicle module, and that will then open the vehicle, yeah? So basically, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
So this isn't even copying the key?
No, this is not copying the key. This is just the device we got. It's just purely communicating with the vehicle.
And to my amazement, in under 20 seconds, he had unlocked the car.
That's it. No, that's it.
We have now opened that.
That is crazy. How someone can get the technology to just unlock your car while you just parked it. That's wild, bro. That's wild, man.
That car without a key, without smashing a window. That is now, the alarm going to go off?
No, it won't go off now.
So yeah, so right now that car thinks it's been opened legitimately.
Absolutely.
Step 2 was getting the engine started. Like I should be valid up.
So we've got entry to the vehicle. You're going to plug it into the OBD port, which is right underneath the dash there, easily accessible, yeah. Give me 2 seconds. Checks over inside.
Beautiful range, by the way.
So, hopefully, yeah. And that's it. Less than 30 seconds, yeah, and we're in.
That is unbelievable. Remember, this wasn't relay theft. The key was nowhere near. We didn't cut a hole in the boot. We didn't smash a window. We had penetrated it and stepped into that car in absolute silence. I was mind blown to see how this is and how vulnerable we all are.
We now quickly go to a quiet location, somewhere isolated, and then we'd remove the unit so the vehicle can't be traced or tracked as being, being stolen.
So then we've got as much time as we want after that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
No way. This is, I've got goosebumps.
How is it that easy?
We literally have control of this car.
And how much is this one worth?
I think he said it's like 60 grand retail right now because it's a 19 plate. So we're driving off in £60,000 worth. No alarm going, no broken. We haven't even damaged the car. We have the car in one perfect piece. Like literally, if we clone the plates with another car which is similar, which is on the MID, we could drive around in this car forever and nobody would know.
That's crazy. That is insane.
I'm proper worried for all of us. How do we stop this? It's safe to say.
Had to turn on the fan, y'all.
Absolutely mind blown. The scary thing is, I always thought you had to boost the key. I thought you needed sort of like, you know, the transmitter. You needed the original key, and then it got shared to there. But we've just shown that you don't need that. Like you literally need this thing which he's got by the car, gain access, and then was the same thing with straight into the OBD port, and the car's ours. Like this is proper scary stuff. This is like. This was shockingly easy for him, and he was not fazed or bothered at all. But I wanted to ask him how much further he could take this. So you could take that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That?
Yeah.
So what car in this car park can't you have?
There's nothing we can't take. If we want it, we're taking it. Yeah, that's easy. That's the new vehicle.
So this keyless entry thing just changes everything?
Yeah, it just makes our job a lot easier because it's a lot quicker. With the equipment we got, it's just so easy.
So the way this technology works is it uses the keyless...
Not him saying, hey, bro, we can take all these damn cars if we want to. That's wild.
entry feature on the car. It's where your key emits a constant signal, and when you get close to the car, it unlocks automatically. This is a nice gimmick feature designed to make the consumers...
Yeah. Both of my Mercedes have the keyless entry. As long as I have the key fob on me, I literally can just walk up to the car. It'll unlock it without me having to manually unlock it. It'll just unlock the car, and then I can get in. As long as the key is on me. So they could essentially take my Mercedes with ease then.
life easier, but in fact it's made the organised crime gangs life much easier. But the question that I want answering is, can anyone get hold of this equipment, and how expensive is it? So Dips is a professional locksmith, so this is the proper pucker equipment.
Yeah, so this is proper legit equipment. It's fully registered and everything as well, and with this equipment I've had to have background checks done and all the rest of it as well. But there is a company out there, a company called selling it to anyone.
No background checks?
No background checks. You could be Joe Blogs off the street.
And how much?
Damn.
It's about 15 grand.
So 15K.
And I recently heard about there is like some type of device over here in the States. It's like 20-30 grand, which allow you to, you know, essentially do the same thing over here in the States. So that sounds about right. 15 to 20 grand, you just get it shipped to you. They ain't about to do no background checks, and essentially if you want to go around stealing people's cars, you can.
Is all it costs to be able to steal nearly any car. It's the latest technology equipment, and it's currently available on the dark web for anyone to buy. And that purchase is legal, which is scary. To protect against one of these devices, one easy option is to turn the keyless entry feature off. My mum's car is easy to do. We actually did it ourselves, but I would highly recommend contacting your local dealer and getting it done. Dips is using one of the old-fashioned lockpick tool, which means he can get into any car. When you're buying a car, there is a possibility it has been previously stolen, and the best way to check against this is by using today's video sponsor, Car Vertical. Let's see if Dips can steal this car faster than we can do a Car Vertical check. All you need to do is type in your reg, and you'll receive loads of information on the car you're looking at. And
this is a crazy way to do it that actually.
Completely clean. All green lights.
There we go, another one done. I could literally plug into the OBD port, code a new key in, and again be out of here in about a minute and a half again.
What? Is absolutely crazy. And something that's even crazier, this other Land Rover on Car Vertical comes up as stolen. It looks completely perfect in the photos, and I can see it's never been damaged. It has no mileage fraud and no outstanding finance. But
that's crazy, bro.
Pouch. Now you put your keys in, you make sure it's done up properly, and that then stops the signal of the keyless entry getting to the car. Remember, this will not totally eradicate the car getting stolen, as we've proven there are even more ways to get access to the inside of the car. Next option is visual deterrence. A steering wheel lock is cheap and easy to use.
Yeah.
It takes no time at all to fit. And the DVLA special, the good old wheel clamp. Ah, okay. So it looks like you've got to make sure you buy the right one for your car.
Yeah.
These can be easy to cut through, but that takes time, but more importantly, lots of noise.
Yeah, a lot of noise.
But they're not going to totally stop the thieves. But Range Rover has attempted to come up with a solution. Range Rover do have a software update to try and stop keyless entry relay theft. But even with the Range Rover updates, there is still a way to easily steal this car. What chance do we possibly have? Now, this is a solution that your car will definitely not get stolen. 24-hour security. And if all else fails, get yourself a trained killer security dog.
Yeah, if you got the money to have 24-hour security, then yeah, you're good.
all jokes aside, another option is to get a ghost immobiliser. But for me, I'm not the biggest fan, and that's for one reason.
On this one, we start it up. If you don't put the code in, when you put it into gear, it cuts out.
Okay.
So we'll demonstrate putting the code in. So at the minute, it's set as minus.
Oh, wow.
On the dash.
Right, so you have to put a sequence in the vehicle, and if you don't know that sequence, it's not starting.
Yeah, it's not starting or it's not being driven.
But I do have a concern over this for my family's safety. My worry with a ghost, if they came to my mum's house and they didn't know that sequence, whether they'd take her out of the house and force her to put it in.
That's, it's a chance, when I think about it with my family, but that is extremely rare.
No matter what happens, any risk of my
I
family...
didn't know they had like a ghost sequence. That's actually pretty good. Like, if you get it, someone would essentially have to do a random sequence in order to, pretty much start up the car to get it to go forward. Like, essentially like a password. That's actually not bad.
somehow getting involved with an altercation with these gangs over just a car worries me.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. But what is worrying me is the effect these thieves are having on the car owners. We have heard some horrific stories of theft while researching this video, and this was one of the worst we had. There was a lady who slipped into a supermarket on her way back home. She only left her BMW X5 for a few minutes.
Damn.
When she came out, the car was gone. But the bigger problem, her dog was inside.
Oh.
So be vigilant, even if you only leave your car for a few minutes. So far, we haven't found a solution to make your car unstealable. But later on in the video, I have found a product which I think is the best option I've come across to keep your pride and joy safe. So far, we have seen lots of brands are vulnerable to the keyless theft. BMW, Mercedes, Peugeot, and the list
Oh
goes
no,
on.
that look like a GT, bro. Oh no, hold on, man.
Mercedes.
Yeah, that's a GT, bro. They stole it. And it's in a gated area, but they stole it. Oh my God.
Peugeot, and the list goes on and on. These new model electronic cars are definitely vulnerable. Are these high-end desirable Range Rovers really worth the risk? We wanted to find out how much it would cost to own one of these cars. And the biggest part of that, the insurance.
Yeah.
We put it to the test, and I tried to insure this stunning car. It's already been reduced by £7,000 in 3 months, but let's see how hard it is to get this one insured. Compare the Meerkat, let's try and get her insured.
Timples.
Wow. Not a single person will insure me for that car, not one. I am at an age of experience, I have a clean license, I have full no claims, I am a safe bet, but even still, nothing. So we went for a cheaper option, this time a Range Rover Evoque, with a value of only £10,000. 5 grand, so that's half the price of the car. These crazy insurance prices are massively affecting the value of what these cars are actually worth, simply because many are coming onto the market as people are being forced to sell their cars when they simply can't get a renewal quote. This is a massive issue. So we brought back Lewis, who sold me the GT4
Beautiful.
to give us his professional opinion.
Mark, you won't believe it. I've actually got customers that want to kill me. The way these cars have dropped is insane. So last year, I was selling so many of the Range Rover SVRs around a 19 and a 20 plate, and I was selling them for around 90,000. Before we knew it, these cars were on the market, and I mean the market absolutely saturated and still dropping. Something like that has dropped around £30,000. So in 1 year, yes.
And what makes these problems worse is the people who have these cars on finance.
Some people don't have the money to put the difference in to cover the finance, so a lot of people are stuck with these cars.
So they're backwards on their finance.
Actually backwards on the finance, yes. So the cars have dropped so much in value that has put people in that position.
So let me explain with an example. A £90,000 car over a 3-year deal would be £1,900 a month payment. If after a year I went to get out of the car and settle the finance, they would want £75,000. And there's the problem. Some of these cars are now only worth 60k.
Yeah.
So you would need to pay the finance people a lump of 15 grand to get out.
Yeah.
And in today's difficult times, that is usually not an option. And even worse, people who are unable to settle the finance can't even drive them as they can't get insured. So they can't afford to sell it, they definitely can't afford to insure it, and more than likely, it's going to be stolen. Land Rover are very aware of this problem, so they've come up with a...
Yeah, because they're losing. Like, nobody's going to want to buy a Range Rover. Like, why would you? the value of it is going to depreciate at an alarming rate, and nobody wants to insure it because they get stolen so easily.
To try and stop their vehicle prices falling. They now have their very own insurance platform. So let's give it a go and see if we can get a more realistic quote.
Wow.
That's Range Rover themselves. They won't even insure me. That's ridiculous. Absolutely.
That's crazy.
How is this so bad? Like, yes, it's thieves. Yes, they're clever. Yes, they beat the system. But this has been going on for a while now. And why have Range Rover, Land Rover, not done something about this? So Land Rover have attempted to solve the issue
Land
with
Rover.
insurance. And so far, that has failed. But have they attempted to solve the original problem? Car theft. We spoke to the JLR security department. Morning.
Morning, Mark.
We're sort of trying to educate our viewers on the main thing is to how to try and keep their cars safe.
We've seen theft rise predominantly in our older group of vehicles. So we're looking to update as many of those vehicles as we can with the latest types of security and the latest software updates that our new cars have. We can get these security updates now back to vehicles that were built in 2016.
This is really interesting for me as my mum's car falls into this obviously vulnerable category.
The way of countering that is with this BCM update. So that is the update that we're writing out to our clients to say, right, your car is now ready, come on in and get your update and have that done. And what we can say is where a car has been updated, we haven't had a single car that's been stolen through that BCM hack once it's had the software update.
So this is sounding really positive as this could stop the thieves from the relay hack. So how do you get this update on your Range Rover? Do we have to wait for you? Can we push our slot? Can we ask for somebody to come and do it, or are we waiting for that letter in the post?
So we're absolutely phasing it in because, as you say, we're going after hundreds of thousands of cars to update here. So what we've got to do is really streamline the way that we get that in. So the higher risk clients get their updates the quickest.
We know my mum's car qualifies for this all-important update, but so far she hasn't received any letter. Despite buying this car from a main dealer 4 years ago, she has heard nothing. And in fact, she has no idea this modification even exists. So, like if you've got that car, that person can contact their local dealer and say, I have one of these cars.
It's definitely a good way to make sure that we've got people's contact details and make sure that when that update is ready for that phase of vehicles, we can get out to that client as quickly as we can.
So from that, it does sound like they've got the solution to the problem. But by the sounds of it, because they've got so many cars to do,
it's going to take so much time.
Client, you might not get it done straight away. And let's face it, by the time some of you have got that update, the thieves may have even found another way around. Thank you to JLR for speaking to us. You didn't just bury your head in the sand, and we did ask some fairly difficult questions. We reached out to police. They're not interested. They didn't want to speak to us, which is really, really frustrating.
Hell yeah.
They're obviously going to have some tips to help this situation, but no comment from them.
Which makes no sense. That you would, as police, you would want to inform the public of ways or better ways to potentially protect their property. That's crazy, bro.
Even JLR themselves can't fix this problem overnight, and it probably won't ever really be totally fixed. So what can we all do to keep our cars safe? Well, I wish I knew the following earlier on. I myself have experience of these thefts. In 2018, my dad's Mercedes was stolen within 1 minute, without keys, while securely on his drive. But there was a lesson to be learned. When the thieves steal your car, they usually don't leave your drive and take them
man. It's just, I hate to see it, man.
straight back to their workshop, as many vehicles these days come with a factory-fitted tracker.
Yep.
Thieves steal the cars and drive them a short distance, reducing the time they're in the car, and that reduces the chances of getting caught. After a few days, they return to where the vehicle was parked. If the car is still there, they take it to the secret lair and most likely never to be seen ever again. But if they return and the car is gone, it's most likely had a tracker and the police have gone to the car's location and retrieved it. And hopefully before it's got to the border and headed in a container to Albania. Trackers can really help, and some cars come with standard systems from the manufacturer. These systems usually need you to subscribe, and frustratingly for me, my dad's car had exactly that. It was called Mercedes Me.
Mercedes
it's
Me.
a system where Mercedes constantly communicate with your vehicle, and my dad didn't want his Mercedes tracked by them, so he opted not to join. But, and a big but, if he had signed up, which was free, it would have given the exact location of the car after the theft. It's really worth looking into your modern car to see if there is a tracker system fitted from factory, and make sure it's turned on and activated. It's usually free and it's simple to do, and it could potentially help you get your car back if it's nicked. If your car hasn't got a tracker, you can get a permanently fitted after.
Yep, I definitely have that on my Mercedes as well. You know, Mercedes Me app basically, you know, tracks the vehicle. That way, you know, if something does happen, you'll have you'll have a location of where your vehicle is.
Market system. This one has a clever fob.
Get in the car, if your fob's in, the vehicle starts.
Fob out the car.
The vehicle will not start.
So how is this different to the Ghost and the potential risk to your family?
There is an option on this where you can start the vehicle once, and then when you turn it off, it won't restart again.
Brilliant, because then the threat of the thieves is away from the house, and when they figure that out, they're miles away from your family.
Yeah.
Exactly this, and you'll also receive a phone call off a tracking company.
Ah, that's actually pretty good.
We have an idea which is simpler and an even cheaper option. It's an Apple AirTag.
Yep, I was thinking that.
These are from as little as £25, and the battery lasts over a year. So just go on these, hide it in your car, and nobody will ever know where it is.
Everyone knows where that is now, though.
Just move
Trackers
it.
do seem to be the best hope of getting your car back. It's just maybe the difference of seeing or not seeing your beloved motor ever again. Car theft has been happening for many years, and unfortunately it will be part of our lives for many, many years to come.
Yeah.
My advice is don't be a hero. Of course we want to protect our possessions,
Yeah.
but it's not worth risking yourselves and your family's lives, especially over really just a piece of metal.
Yeah, that's a really good message at the end. Hey, just give up the car. Somebody trying to take your car, give it up, bro. You don't know what they got on them. Unless you are protecting, you got something on you to protect yourself, cool. But if you don't, think about your family, think about yourself. It's just a car here. Take it, bro. Here's the keys. Go on about your day. Don't even worry about it. You can get another car. You can't gain another life. You feel me? But yeah, this was very informative. It sucks for, you know, a lot of Range Rovers and just people with keyless entries, including me. So yeah, man, it's very unfortunate, but there are ways around it to, you know, potentially track a vehicle. But comment down below, let me know some other car related videos y'all want me to check out. I definitely will. Appreciate all the love and support y'all showing on the channel. Road to 10K. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.